Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Alrighty, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another night of On the Pole Racing here at Figure Farm TV. We are here tonight with the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity Series. A little bit different than last year. We had the Gen 6 cars, but this year we're running Xfinity, or this season, I should say, we're running Xfinity. Let me just change this over so that it's correct. There we go. So about 4 minutes left to go here in practice. Good evening there, American Sheepdog Racing. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Now as we get set to roll here from Daytona for race number 1 of the Roughneck season. Number 5 here with the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity Series. And I want to say that I think some of these drivers are going to try to confuse me here tonight, as they're running the same paint scheme. See if I can get a hold of one down here in the pits. Let's see here. Trying to see who down here in the pits. There's one of them, Stephen Shue in the 00. We have Jeffrey Ledford in the 01. Chris Barker in the 46. And Chris Phillips in the 6. Now, those 4 drivers are all running a similar paint scheme, so I got to really pay attention to tire color and, well, it looks like tire color. Shue and Ledford might be running the same. We will have to wait and see here, though. All right. Well, let's go there. Why aren't you working the way you should? You just did. Here we go. Shepard out here in the number 1 machine. Down the backstretch here at Daytona for the Wagoner Welding Xfinity with 1.5 minutes left in practice to go. James Wagoner in a new paint scheme here tonight as well, trying to see how well that paint scheme looks here on track. See if I have Regal Wraps and Designs has to adjust anything on it. I'm not seeing anything as of yet. So we got about 42 seconds left in qualifying. Here we got the number 28 AC Delco machine of John Houston out on track. Steven Shue looked like he was going to come out, but decided against it. Chris Phillips back here in the pits yet. There's, you see, a 49 of Chris Melton in the pits. 13 seconds left, 10 seconds left to go here in practice. As they are counting down now for the I gotta adjust things here real fast. Thank you for that follow. As we're getting ready to roll here tonight with the all right, so qualifying is underway. We got Matthew Gall coming out here in the number 78 machine. Looking to put down his best time here for the night to see where his starting position might be. And at number 78 Mustang here tonight. Now, these cars are going to handle a little differently than last season as the drivers were running the Gen 6. But tonight, they're running Xfinity cars. So a little bit different on the handling as we switch over here to watch. Trying to see who we got. Chris Melton now in that 49. Hopefully Chris Melton's doing okay down there in Florida. I thought it was long. Chris Ramsey here in the number 13. Trying to see where the lap times come walking in here. And as you see, we got a brand new logo down there in the bottom right-hand corner for the Fligger Farm TV. On the pole, a little bit of an update here for us. And times are starting to roll in. There you see John Houston with a 52.067. Grady Ehrman, though, He comes in with a 51.353 to take the pole as it stands right now, but there are many others out here to try to fight for that position. As Ehrman comes around here through turns 1 and 2, down there on that low side, going to try to keep that momentum going as they come shooting down this long back straightaway here at Daytona. Heading down into corner number 3. Good evening, everyone, and welcome again to Flieger Farm TV here with the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity tonight here on the pole. Going around 3 and 4, James Wagoner in that James Wagoner 30 now takes the pole out there out front. Well, that don't look too bad down there. We'll go and see if we can get a little bit better view of that car down here. As he comes down here through the backstretch, down into the corner. We'll see if we can pick up something here a little bit closer. Down here around off of 2. There you see the 30 of James Wagoner for Wagoner's Welding coming down that front straightaway. Down through that front triangle, down there below that yellow line. And they were told in the driver's meeting that, yes, they can drop below the yellow for qualifying. Once the race starts, though, they are not allowed to drop down through there. Chris Melton coming through here with a 51.078. To put himself up there on the pole. That's going to drop James Wagoner clear back down to 5th as other drivers have come between Wagoner and Melton, like Matt Gall, Jeff Scott. Has qualifying. Has for about 40 seconds left to go. So this may be all we'll see of qualifying. We'll have to see. Jeff Scott sitting there on the apron. We got the 70 of Matthew Gall sitting here in 3rd. As it stands right now, Lucas Domini there in the 781 coming out, but is not going to have time to complete a lap. He'll bring that Sour Patch Kids machine out onto the racetrack. But he's only got about 5 seconds left before checkered flag waves here in qualifying. And we're going to get tonight's grid underway. So he won't even make it off of the exit to pit road. So, for your starting grid tonight, it's going to be Chris Melton out there in that front pole position. And at number 49 to his outside on that front row will be Jeff Scott starting there in 2nd, and at number 38. In 3rd, inside row number 2 will be Matthew Gall. John Houston outside row number 2 and 4th. Inside row number 3 is going to be James Wagoner for James Wagoner Welding. They're in the 5th position. 6th, Grady Ehrman. They're in the outside of row 3. Chris Ramsey starting inside row number 4 and 7th with Bradley Means there on his outside in 8th. Chad Hawkins starting tonight in 8th. In 9th. Nathaniel Briner will be starting in 10th. Chris Phillips tonight. And that number 6 machine will be starting tonight inside row number 6 and 11th. And 12th, that's going to be Dale Adamson. And that's 746. And 13th is going to be Pylon Rowdy. And that number 29, Kai Shepard to his outside. And that number 1 machine starting 14th tonight. Here in row number 8, down the inside, that's going to be Larry Fairman in the number 99. To his outside in 16th position tonight, it's going to be Steven Shue in that 00. Edward Fiedler in the number 10, starting inside, row number 9, and 17th with Chris Barker to his outside, starting 18th. Row number 10, starting inside in 19th, is going to be Jeffrey Ledford, and to his outside, starting in 20th, is going to be Lucas Domini. Row number 11 is going to be Matthew Barker, ace. Back here in 21st on the inside. To his outside will be Michael Bollinger in 22nd. And rounding out your field tonight is going to be Benjamin Richards in that number 56 machine starting in 23rd. Drivers are all set. They're all buckled in. They're all set to roll off a pit road. as the green flag is going to start the race here in just a few moments. So make sure you have everything you need, as we should be in for some high-flying action here from Daytona International Speedway here tonight. As the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity Series kicks off season number 5 here tonight. And if anybody in the viewing audience, if anybody notices anything weird on the broadcast, like me sounding like a chipmunk or something, let me know so I can fix that issue. We had that a couple broadcasts ago to where somehow my chipmunk gremlin come to find me. And we don't want that again. So just be on the lookout. Make sure that we don't have any instead of calling it chipmunk, I'll call it my groundhog from here at Figure Form TV, our friendly groundhog. I'm not sure. We still need to come up with a little bit of a name for him. I haven't fully come up with a name for our heated up groundhog yet. I know he hasn't made an appearance in a couple races, so maybe that was why he came to make a visit and start to take over the mic, because I haven't used that feature in a little while. 80 laps the distance tonight here at Daytona as we get set to roll here. Up here in the top right-hand corner of your screen, those are the oh crap, sponsors for the Roughneck Racing here on Monday night, the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity Series. Also be sure to check out, I believe it's going to be on another YouTube channel, is the Truck Series on Wednesday nights. You can check out the James Wagoner Welding Truck Series. I believe it's actually at the one sponsor going across the top right of your screen of K&S Sim Productions. Now they come down here through corners 1 and 2. Chris Melton and Matthew Gall getting a nice run off the bottom there. Jeff Scott ends up coming back to third. Looks like Chris Phillips, he's going to take a line here, and he's going to drop it toward the back. Going to come back here with his couple teammates here. In that number 6 machine, and there we see what I'm talking about. We got Chris Phillips back here in that 6. Jeffrey Ledford a little bit ahead of him in that 01. The 00 of Stephen Shue up here. And then up through the pack, there was another one as well, and I'm not sure quite who it was. The 56 of Richards is sitting as out at the moment. Here comes Chris Barker. That's the other one I was looking for, was that 46. Starting for pit road here tonight. There you have everybody coming through 3 and 4. Single file down there on the bottom side till we get to about 5th position. Looks like we got another one dropping out of line so that we can go and down here through 3 and 4. You got the 13 down there on the inside. That's Chris Ramsey. Right behind him, that's going to be Dale Adamson in the 746. We got 2 lines starting to form up here now as we come across the line, heading down here into corner number 1. We got the unsponsored machine there of the 08 of Bradley Means as they head down through corner number 1 and 2. Out onto the backstretch. Looks like we got Phillips and Barker trying to work together to try to get back up here to the field. Or no, I'm sorry, Barker's still back here on his own. That's Ledford and Phillips. Nothing like keeping the broadcaster on his toes here tonight whenever you got 4 cars painted the same. Only difference is the numbers and possibly wheel color. But I think Ledford has, Barker has yellow, and who's the other one now? I got to figure out who the other one was. They work through here. Up there in the middle of the pack, it looks to be the 00 of Stephen Shue has yellow wheels as well. So definitely got to keep me on my toes here tonight. James Wagoner doing a great job bringing that 30 up through the field here tonight. They come down here, down the front stretch. Got that Xfinity car looking great out there on the outside, down here through the front stretch. Lap number 5, great clean racing so far. Everybody minding their space, going to give it and take it where they need to. Nobody being too aggressive right off the start, which is great to see. Chris Barker, though, he better watch himself. He better find that bottom lane or hug that outside wall because the pack is coming. As they come storming down the back stretch. There you see, Chris Barker doesn't nearly have too much room there as here comes the pack coming through 3 and 4 side by side. Dylan and Jimmy right now is currently sitting back in about 12th. Sitting in that number 29 machine. We got a little bit of Chris Melton blinking in and out. And no, we got the 38 going around. That was Jeff Scott. We got the 78 involved as well. There goes Jimmy Pilon doing a great job to get around a lot of that. Looks like he did get a piece of something, though, on the nose cone of that machine. We'll go back and take a look at this as our first caution flag of the evening comes out. As they're coming through the tri-oval here, you will see, it looks like the 78 comes up and just tags the, 38, and he might have got a bad push there off the 740, or off the 13, rather. So as they come through here, yeah, he just gets punted there by the 13. 13 didn't really check up in time. Everybody, and oh no, more chaos happening as somebody didn't quite check up and comes plowing through there into the pack. Pilano not doing too bad of a job to try to snake his way through. See if we can see what happened here from his point. See if there is anything. As Pilon's back here toward the back here on the bottom, he does get a little bit of contact there, and he does go down through the bottom. Wow, what a mess here at lap number 6 here. Everybody comes storming down through the front straightaway here. Lap number 7, we're under caution here. Oh boy, what a night already here at let's see if we can get a hold of any of the drivers here tonight. In the wrong channel over here. See if we can get a hold of Chris Barker out of Foothills. Oh, who'd I grab? Oh. Hello there, Chris. How's it going?
Bad luck, man. It is what it is.
I got some bad luck on your side, huh?
All my sound muted before the race. So I'm sitting there trying to start my car, and I couldn't hear the starter, like, so I'm like, my starter's not working, no starter. So I'm over here trying to figure out why my car won't start, and I realized I'm muted. So I missed the start, and I was talking to Bill Haynes, and then get back off, and I got a bump, so I didn't get to let me know.
Well, still a lot of racing left to go, but I have a question for you. Whose idea was it there at Foothills Motorsports to try to, I don't know, put the broadcaster to the test tonight?
Oh, with the paint scheme?
Yeah, the only difference between them is the numbers.
Yeah. Well, it's all one team.
I end up calling out the wrong driver. Wait, that's the other driver. I mean, it looks cool whenever you guys can get running together. So, but hopefully you can stay out of trouble going forward and try to work your way back up there towards the front and get that team of yours to help you along the way.
Just kind of stay out of trouble for a while, get right the back. So I'm back over there. I just got to get my lap.
At least you're only one lap down. Could be worse. So, well, good luck to you. We'll see if we're talking to you at the end or not. Alrighty, so we're getting here, ready to go here once again. Not sure what's going on here, why my... Alright, so back here to the race. We got out front. That pace car lights are out. We are going to get back green flag racing here in just a moment. Fred will pull that lovely iRacing pace machine down on the pit road. Barney up in the flagman booth is going to wave that green flag, and we're going to be back green flag racing from Daytona. As the green flag is waving, we're back underway here at lap number 10. And 8 of the way through the distance here tonight. And now Nathaniel Briner out there in front, gonna do what he can out there at the front. Side by side as they work down here through 1 and 2. Jimmy Palin Audi there, about the 4th car back. On the outside, we got the 43 there. Oh dear, giving me the 430, I'm sorry, of Grady Ehrman out there on the outside. Currently sitting third is at 25 of Nathaniel Briner is doing what he can down there on the inside. As Chris Melton is holding on to that lead out there in front. We are now on lap 11. Now, for the folks that are used to racing and stuff, and maybe if you're not, the ones that are here that know Daytona and Talladega. Daytona and Talladega are very, very similar in the way they are shaped, the way that they race. They are the two big super speedways on the NASCAR circuit. Here tonight, though, and we are at Daytona, so therefore our start-finish line is in the middle of the tri-oval, where if you're at Talladega, the start-finish line is halfway between the end of the tri-oval and turn number 1. A lot of races get won and lost at Talladega through that tri-oval. And here at Daytona, a lot of drivers, they try to win it right through the entrance of the tri-oval if they can. If not, before that, coming out of turn number 4, as everybody side by side down through the front stretch. We got Melton out there on the upper side. We got down there on the inside, that 430 of Grady Ehrman. Chris Melton there in second up there on that high side. We got a battle of the Fords out here in front. The top 3 drivers are all driving Fords here tonight. Then it goes, we got Matthew Barker being your first Chevrolet in the mix. as he is out there on the outside lane in that Chevrolet. Right behind him is that Chevrolet of James Wagoner, as many in the league know him as Doogie, out there on that third car in that top lane, third one back. Right behind him, that's going to be the number 29 of Jimmy Pilan, riding around there on the outside. That inside lane doing what they can, though, to try to keep that inside groove rolling. And what I've noticed for myself whenever we're running Daytona like this is that outer groove sometimes can get a little bit better run. So I normally don't try to block a whole lot. I pretty much just try to run my line around the middle lane there, right where you see Chris Melton at. I just pretty much stick it there, and I'll just let it run. If they somehow get a run down on the inside, I let them be. As they come out of the turn number 4 through the trioval, it's going to be Melton out there on the high side, still holding on to that lead. Barker, though, looks to the inside. He's going to see if he can pull that bottom lane along. As James Wagoner now there, second car back on the outside, as they come off of 2 down the backstretch. Here at lap number 15, when we start that lap, we'll go ahead and see if we can call out or heat them up. Groundhog. Now we're coming storming down here through 3 and 4, back out here onto the front stretch. Barker is doing a great job hanging on down there on the inside. Can that top lane prevail as they come through? And no, they cannot. And Barker is going to lead that lap. And let's go ahead and try to heat it up here at lap number 15. Now we're back here with the race as Jimmy Piling Rowdy now tries to get up there and work with Chris Melton to take over that lead. Right behind him, though, is Matthew Barker. Still right behind Melton, though, is that number 30 of James Wagner. You got that unsponsored machine, that 08 of Bradley Means up there on that outside lane as well. I realize that he's only third car back, but he is showing technically in sixth position here tonight as he got some cars there in front of him. That's how quickly and how far, I mean, the gap between these cars is so small as drivers are having to navigate here. I mean, it's amazing to watch these guys as they are side by side coming through 3 and 4. And believe me, this is not as easy as what it looks. I realize that, you know, this is the iRacing platform, this is the simulator, but it is exactly that. It is a simulator. It's not as easy to keep these cars off of one another as what some of these drivers may make it look. And then if you ever have it to where the ugly netcode gremlin comes to play, he can make things a whole lot more interesting. All right, down the backstretch, we got Chris Melton out there in front. James Wagner there in second as they got that outside lane moving down here into the corner. Matthew Barker, though, he's falling back here to about fifth. Grady Ehrman in that 4-3-0 up there on that outside right behind him. In that number 781 is Lucas Domini. And that Sour Patch sponsored machine up there on the high side as they work down here through 1 and 2. The 99 there of Larry Pearman. You got Chris Ramsey there in the 13. A lot of great racing going on here. And here's the Foothills team running all together back here. You can tell it's the Foothills with all the same scheme there on the car. Down here, down the back stretch. I'm sorry, front stretch. As we got Chris Melton out here in front, being pushed along by James Wagner. And James Wagner currently reading in third as Jimmy Piling rolling back down there on the inside, trying to bring that bottom lane with Matthew Barker on that inside, up there with him. Everybody's still side by side here as the race goes on. And here comes everybody down the back stretch here in the corner. Number 3, we're looking there in the midst of it all. You see the 99 there of Larry Fairman up there on the high side. And right behind that 781 of Lucas Domini. Edward Fiedler down on the inside in that number 10 machine, trying to work his way up through to the front. Right now, our biggest mover of the race, though, is going to be the likes of Matthew Barker, as he is up to third position, up there battling for that. And our biggest loser of the night so far is going to be Jeff Scott, who has fallen back to 22nd after having a great start here tonight. Not sure if that was, I mean, he had a problem there at the beginning of the, a few laps into the race. Not sure if that car is repairable or not. We'll see what the ticker says whenever it comes back here to 22nd position there with 38 for Scott. and he is down 10 laps, which means he's out on the speedway, but 10 laps down after his incident there at about lap number 5 or 6. Chris Melton out there leading the way still, as Pyle and Rowdy still fighting down there on the inside. Wagoner out there in that third spot, upper on the high side. Foothill still all trying to work together. Leaving one of their teammates a little bit behind them, though, down there on the inside, trying to figure out which one that is. I want to say that might be the 46 of Chris Barker. Or no, that's the 6. I'm sorry. That's the 6 of Chris Phillips hanging back there. Chris Barker did a little bit of a blink out there. Again, thanks everybody for joining in here tonight, as we are here at lap number 26. So we are over a quarter of the way done with the race here tonight. And they come storming down here in the corner at number 3. Side by side, Rowdy now takes the short lead here by a nose as they come down in the corner at number 3, around in the corner at number 4. And we see that 430 little loose there, a little got a little bit of movement coming through the corner. Everybody comes down the front stretch, trying to hang on here. You see Chris Barker trying to hang on. He'd love to see a caution about now to get that lap back, but the kicker is he wants to see the caution, but he don't want to be the caution. As they roll through turn number 1, down here through corner number 2, back out onto the backstretch. Side by side, it's now Melton with the lead once again as they work off of 2. Wagoner still sitting there in a pretty good spot so far as they work down the backstretch, down here in the corner number 3. A lot of great looking cars here tonight. Still a lot of cars in one piece, so that's good for these drivers putting on a heck of a show here tonight. As we see a little puff of smoke, and oh no, we got calamity happen back here, and trying to see who's all involved. It looks like Ehrman's involved, Fieldler might be involved, Wagoner is all tore up. So I'm not exactly sure what happened there. It looks like looks like they're for Wagoner. We'll look here as Wagner's incident here coming off of 4. It looks like he gets a little bit of a bump there from the. Oh, what a hit there from. Oh boy. What a hard hit there for the 30 down there onto that inside wall. Hopefully Wagoner is okay. Hopefully he didn't have his hands on the wheel whenever that thing hit, because that was a heck of a hard hit down there to the inside wall. And right behind them, there was even more going on. We'll see here. See Ramsey come up. All right, Ramsey's down there on the inside. You'll see all them cars come down to the inside. The 430 gets turned, getting spun around. The 13 there of Chris Ramsey heading down, tags the 10. 10 goes in spinning around and backside into the fence down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. You got Ehrman in that 430 spinning around there. Edward Fielder in that 10, trying to see if anybody else is kind of involved a little bit, but does not look to be. Those 4 drivers are back here at the back. I feel bad for Wagner as he had such a great run going. Tough break there for Doogie here tonight in that 30 machine. We'll see if he can get it back together at all and get back into this. So, caution is back out here at lap number 29. We'll take a short commercial break, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
All right, what's going on here? There we go. Now the race is back. We had a little bit of camera issue there, getting our camera back up there for you guys, but it's back up now. We are rolling. Larry Fairman out front now, as Chris Melton there in second. Biggest mover of the race is still Matthew Barker, as he is up there sitting in about sixth position here at lap number 29. Now lap 30 as they come across the stripe. Alrighty. Getting lined back up. Larry Fairman is the control car there on the inside. And at 99. Chris Melton is outside. We got one. That's Piling taking a little bit of a blink there as they work here through 3 and 4. Down here through the front stretch, that pace car is going to lead the track, and we're going to be green flag racing once again here from Daytona. There goes Fred, dagging it down the pit lane. Everybody else bringing it into the restart zone, and we are underway for another time here tonight. Down here in the corner number 1. Side by side, there's the 99 of Larry Fairman. Chris Melton out there in front, out there on that high side. We know that outside Can Creek Vale if ran tight. The outside lane don't quite have the momentum at the moment, but they're trying to build it up. As you see, Melton now takes that little bit of a nose out to the lead down the backstretch. Down here on the bottom side, Dale Adamson now, a name we really haven't talked too much about in that 746, up there in the second. As Matthew Gall, another name we really haven't talked too much of, is up here in the third once again. He started up here towards the front. Actually started in third, and now he's back up here fighting for that spot once again. Down here in the corner, number 3 and 4, back out onto the front stretch. Side by side, down here onto the backstretch. I'm sorry, I might have named the wrong corner there. This is the backstretch down here. So after that caution, unfortunately, that did not get Chris Barker back onto the lead lap like he was hoping. Michael Bullinger out on pit road in that 03 machine. Back out here on the front stretch as they come storming down here in the corner number 1. Chris Melton out there in front. You got Dale Adamson there second. Grady Ehrman there in third. Bradley Means there in fourth. Matthew Gall currently sitting there in fifth. Right behind Matthew Gall, that's Lucas Domini up there in a 781. Here at lap number 33, they're trying to work their way down here in the corner number 3. Side by side. Third on back. Gall and Matt Parker down there on the inside trying to do what they can. Foothills back there all stacked together once again. Here at lap number 34, still a lot of racing left to go. Now as Gall and Barker try to bring it up on that bottom side. We're going to make sure that we start calling him Ace down there on the bottom side. So Ace and Gall working together on the bottom side. You got Melton and Adamson up here on the high side. As it looks like we got the 30 of Wagoner trying to work and get his lap back the hard way as he's working his way up through the pack. As he is the first car 1 lap down, so if he can keep his position, he's got that. Crew did a great job getting that car back together. As he's now back up here towards the front fighting. Elliott Fiedler back here at about 16th. Ramsey back here at about 17th. He was involved in that incident as well. And now everybody works down here through off of 2, back out onto the backstretch. There you see Kai Shappert there in the 1. Some might recognize that paint scheme as the Rainbow Warrior paint scheme. We got more caution down there as Foothills involved. See what we can dig up here. As you see Foothills down there on the bottom side. It looks like just another bad bump, and then it just collects Foothills down there on the inside. And the 46 of Chris Barker just keeps collecting the bad luck as he's down there in the grass. Now that might help James Wagoner out, though, as that's going to put him back out onto the lead lap. Tough break for these guys back here at the back. It was just a sense of bad luck here. As you see once again, that Sour Patch number 781. Lucas Domini spinning around down there. Matthew Gall involved, along with 3 out of the 4 Foothills machines. The only one that wasn't involved was Ledford. I'm sorry, not Leadfoot, but Ledford. Gall down there hitting that inside barrier. And you got Shappert down there, not Shappert, Shoe. Shappert's still up on track beside Ledford. So, great job at keeping eyes in front, making sure not to go speeding on in there. And now everybody comes to pit road here at lap number 38. Or 37. For possibly some tires and fuel. Oh, we're looking to see if Wagner gets that wave around that he really needs. Out here in the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity Series here tonight from Daytona. First race number 1 of their season 5. We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back here at Daytona.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
So it looks like Wagner's still waiting on that wave around. Is Wagner still one lap down? Lights are out on that pace machine. We're going to be got green flag racing in just a moment here from Daytona as Fred will pull that pace machine back down onto that front straightaway down there into the pits. Barney's going to wave that green flag, and we're at green flag racing once again here at lap number 39 down here through the front stretch. Side by side they go. I'm up there 3 wide now off of this start as the 746 of Dale Adamson's going to try to push it 3 wide up there on that very outside lane. Going to look to see if we can get that nose in there beside that 08 of Bradley Means up there in that second row as it ends, but no, he's going to bring it back in line. Out there out front, that's going to be Nathaniel Briner now as he works side by side as we got drivers here blinking a little bit in and out. Here comes Chris Melton once again looking to the outside. Kai Shappert now up to third. Grady Ehrman here in the 430 down there in fourth as we're on board with Grady as they work down through here onto the tri-oval. Now he's up to third, pushing his way down here in the corner number 2. I'm sorry, down here in the corner number 1. Now everybody's doing what they can. Lap 40 on the board. We cross the stripe. It will be halfway through the James Wagner Welding Xfinity race here at Daytona for race number 1. Side by side down here in the corner number 1. This is going to be down here. It's Chris Melton leading the way at 25. And Nathaniel Briner, though, not wanting to really lose too much ground. As that bottom side is Briner, Shappert, and Rowdy down there on that low side. Up there on that high side, that's going to be leading it is Melton. Then we got Ehrman, and then Means up there on the high side. Oh, your front 3 cars in each row. You got the 746 of Dale Adamson up there on the outside. You got that number 781 of Lucas Domini up there on the outside as well. That Sour Patch Machine. And we got our first Foothills driver coming up through the field. Down there on the inside, about the 5th car back, that looks to be the number 6 of Chris Phillips. Down there on, I'm sorry, that's the 46 of Chris Barker trying to work his way up there and trying to beat out James Wagoner for that position to be the first car 1 lap down. Those two drivers battled out there to make sure that they can try to get back into this. Bad luck following Chris Barker all around here tonight. James Wagoner, bad luck kind of followed him a little bit as well. He's got that car back together. I mean, the crew's doing a great job there for Wagoner. Just unfortunate that he hasn't been able to get that car back up there toward the front as of yet. But still, a lot of craziness going on up here towards the front. We got a lot of drivers shifting lanes. Chris Melton hanging on to that outside lane where he's been most of the night. We got the 38 doing a little bit of dancing back. Or I'm sorry, that's not the 38. The 38 is out. That's the that was the 38 of Jeff Scott. I'm pretty sure Jeff Scott is out. No, I'm sorry. That is the 38 of Jeff Scott. I'm just clicking on the wrong picture here. I thought I was correct with the 38 of Jeff Scott. Saw him kind of give a little bit of a wiggle back here. They work through the trioval down here, down in the corner. Number 1 they come now. Side by side. Jeff Scott trying to find a way to get back in this. James Wagoner getting around the 46 of Barker. So now Wagoner has the advantage here for being 1 lap down. And we got the 25 getting loose. Now comes up and he collects the top side of the racetrack. And, oh boy. Wagoner may have been touched in that, so that's going to snag him from getting into that. Barker looked like he was involved once. Well, no, maybe not. We'll see here. Oh boy. And we're under caution yet again. Just after halfway here. See what we can dig up on the pole instant replay there as the 25 shoots up the racetrack. That's Nathaniel Briner. There you see, yep, Wagoner gets tagged, so that's going to not allow him come in. There's the Barker. He's going to get tagged, so he's not going to get it either.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened with that. I don't know if I might have...
Ace doing what he can to try to keep that car straight. As 25 is still up there on the outside there, pushed into, looks like, the 03. No. Sorry. We got trouble back there for Foothills. Not sure who that was back there toward the back. That's Chris Hawkins in the 84. The 6 of Phillips is around. A lot more going on here than what met the eye at first. And we'll keep an eye on the Foothills as it looks like, oh no! What a shot there to the 00 of Steven Shue. Going to get that spun back around. Yeah, he's going to get back underway. Chris Phillips down here on the infield. He's got to get his spun back around and headed in the right direction. Chris Barker up here. Oh, man, what a tough night of racing for some of these drivers here tonight. As everybody brings up the pit lane here at lap 45. Coming in, exchanging tires, going to try to see if they can gain any little bit of advantage here on the strategy calls here for later in the race. As sometimes these long super speedway racing can go and bring out the fuel strategy game. But here on iRacing, most of the time, instead of tires being the problem or fuel being the problem is being that of survival. We saw how little bit of a bad bump can go and bring it where your car is spinning around like a top. Chris Melton out there in front for that James Wagoner's welding machine. You got Jimmy Pilot Rowdy here sitting second. Matthew Ace Barker sitting here third. Jeffrey Ledford in fourth. John Houston here in fifth. Bradley Means back here in sixth. Matthew Gall in seventh. Stephen Chu here in eighth. Nathaniel Briner back here in ninth. Chad Hawkins rounding out your top 10 here tonight. Grady Ehrman back here in ninth. Now he's moving up here in the 10th. We'll see where his lineup spot's supposed to be. As looks like he comes up to 9th. Edward Fieldler comes up there to 10th. Nathan Briner back here to 11th. Fieldler coming into the pit road. Here comes Stephen Shue back in, along with Scott and Phillips. Houston also in right now. Our fourth caution of the night. For the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity Series for Season 5. Lights are out. Rolling green flag racing here out of turn number 4. Currently just in turn number 2, so we still got a half a track to go before we turn them loose and go green flag racing once again. There you see that Sour Patch, 781, up there on that outside. That's Lucas Domini. In front of him is the 08 of Bradley Means, and in front of that is Jimmy Pilot. Down there on the inside, you got Melton, Ace, and Gall. Well, no, I'm sorry, not Gall. You got the 46 of Chris Barker intermixed there. Wagoner back here trying to catch back up to the field. Must still had a little bit of damage on that 30 machine. He's working to try to catch back up here to the field. One more to go. They are going to extend it one lap. And that's going to allow Wagner to get caught back up here to the back of the pack, along with some of these other drivers that were struggling here. Jeff Scott back here toward the back. So they're not that far behind, but it's going to at least allow them to get up here and get back in line. And quite a few of them coming back in. Ledford, Fieldler, Shue, Phillips, Ramsey, Barker. Wagner comes back in. Wagner looks to be fuel only and possibly some repairs. Out front now, it's Ace out there on the bottom side. Rowdy up there on the outside. I must say, after last season, Jimmy's doing a pretty dang good job out here in this Xfinity Series already, as he is up there on that front row right now. On the outside, been up here battling most of the race. Ace also up here, our biggest mover, currently sitting there on that inside row. I think Ace might be our control car, if everything's lining up correctly in my head. Hopefully that's right. As we work through 3 and 4, lights are out on that pace car. Drivers are catching back up to the field. We're going to be going green flag this time. And the only driver out of this race so far looks to be Benjamin Richards in that number 56. As they are side by side, we got Jimmy Pilot Rowdy there in second. It's going to be a good restart here as they are in the restart zone. Green flag is back out. Here comes Matthew on the bottom with Matt Gall right behind him as they work down here towards corner number one. Side by side as they work through the chute. And trouble off the start. I'm not sure who that is. We saw somebody blink out. I'm not sure who that was. Somebody lost it or we... Chris Melton is on pit lane. No. Okay, I'm very confused. I'm unsure what happened there at the start. Caution is now out. As we go back to kind of see what happened there at the start of this. I'm not... Take a good look at this. I'm not sure what happened. As the field is getting up here to green, you'll see when they hit the restart zone, we're going to kick it back here just a little bit because this happened towards the back, middle of the pack, the middle of the back of the pack. Leaders get going, trying to figure out who kind of left the screen here. Everybody's side by side up here at the front. Everybody else is single file behind them. Unsure why. So everybody's going. Green flag is out. Trying to see here where the problem lies. There'd be a good shot. Looks like Foothills almost gets into the back of Foothills. And there we see it. Who is in front of that car there? Nobody. Okay, we're going to have to go on board with the 25. Nathaniel, I think I discovered our issue here. Let's take a look at the, see if we can get a hold here. Now take a listen. Yeah, I'm unsure what exactly happened there to him because that just did not sound right. Unsure what happened there. I don't know if it blew up. What the heck happened there to have him go like that?
Thanks, Matt. Probably should have pitted.
It definitely blew up, but I'm wondering if he hit a wrong gear or something. Because all of a sudden he just checked up hard. Nobody behind him, nowhere to go. So that puff of smoke out the back there that we saw in that last camera angle, that's leading me to believe that he downshifted. Instead of shifting up, he misjudged the gear change or something. And when that happened, it blew the car up. Tough break there for Nathaniel. Now, I'm not the race controller, so I don't make any assumptions. So, but I can just tell what I observe, and that's kind of what I observe. Is I think something went on there. He went to change gears, went to go and start letting out on that clutch, and all of a sudden it grabbed and blew the engine up because it was too low of a gear. You know, instead of shifting up, he must have shifted down, and upon letting out the clutch, it blew up. So we are under caution once again here at lap number 50. Chris Barker, I believe, finally got his wave around, so he's back out on the lead lap. Jeff Scott back there in 22nd. Nathaniel Briner, not sure exactly. He might be, he might have considered himself out of this one. We'll see when that scoreboard comes along. Lights are out. We're side by side, stacked up once again here at lap number 51 of the 80 to complete here tonight. Matthew Barker there out front right now as the control car. He's down there on that inside. Rowdy up there on that outside. And see, for instance, like I was saying before earlier here in the race, I prefer that outer line if I can. I just feel more comfortable there. I realize that the lower line is more preferred in some cases, as you can get out of the way of danger. But danger finds me either way. It don't matter if I'm on the upper track. Don't matter if I'm down there along the inside. Well, Nate, what did you do to get yourself DQ'd? So Nate had a problem there and got DQ'd after that start, or all of a sudden he went to shift and got DQ'd. Possibly didn't pay attention to a flag or something. Green flag's back out. As we all come down here in the corner number 1. Rowdy, great restart out there on that outside lane as they come down here in the corner number 1. Nobody with them, though, so he's going to have to try to side draft off of Ace to try to keep that going. And it looks like the 08 of Bradley Means is going to go to the outside and bring the 430 of Grady Ehrman with them, and they're going to go around the outside Piling as they come down here in the corner number 3. Here comes, though, Ace and Matthew Gall down there on the bottom side, bringing along with them the 28 rather of John Houston. Out front, still a battle going on between Bradley Means, Ace down there on the inside. Means holds that top lane with him. He's got that 430 of Ehrman. There we see that outside. Oh, you must have. Yeah, so you must have, so you missed the shift, and then it ended up, with too many incident points there for tonight. Oh, man. Tough night there for Nate Briner, as he, some tough luck on his part tonight. Hey, he's battling very well out here at the front, though, with Bradley Means out there in front in that unsponsored 08 machine. Foothills all trying to run together back there, just trying to survive. As they're all back on the lead lap. There you see all 4 Foothills running together. They're going to try to get back up here towards the pack. Got Wagoner now being pushed along by Jeff Scott. Now, Wagoner right now is your next car to be on the lead lap if there is another caution, but I shouldn't say if, I should say when. We know how the racing goes here at Super Speedway races. As we're here with 26 laps to go. Ace out there in front, as it is. And then here comes Bradley Means back out there on the outside. Going to pull along. He's going to take the lead through the backstretch. But here comes the team of Matts down there on the inside, as Ace out there in front, being pushed along by Gall. And here comes the 28 of John Houston, pushing them along. Down there on the inside, and that's... Howdy there, Roughneck Racing. Welcome to watching your own race here tonight. Hopefully all is well. As we are continuing here with 25 laps to go. Bradley Means out there on that outside. Grady Ehrman there in second. Matthew Ace down there on the inside. As we got there in fourth, Rowdy. Down here on the inside, it's still going to be it's still going to be Ace trying to bring Gall with him. Down there on that inside, Kai Shappert doing a great job up there on the high side right there behind Rowdy. Footloose, or not Footloose, but Foothills trying to do what they can to get back up here to the pack as the four of them are running together. Great job here as we're back on board here of Bradley Means. Down here in the corner number 3 and 4. Now we're on board here with John Houston. He works that bottom side of the racetrack. Off of 3, or I'm sorry, off of 2 down the backstretch. Oh, man, yeah. See what happens when you put 4 like cars together? I end up calling them, what they're not supposed to be. And I don't know which driver's which at the moment. And oh, no, we got trouble down the front straightaway. Once again, we got them in the wall. That's going to be Chris Phillips. And oh, no, Foothills involved once again. The 03 Bollinger around. James Wagoner torn up again. That might be the end of Wagoner's night. You're welcome there, Roughneck. So what the heck happened here? We have trouble up here with the 03 of Bollinger. Yeah, we got a bunch of drivers here trying to make... Everybody just wanted that inside lane for the same reason, for some... Then, or somebody on the top side got loose. Bollinger goes around, hits that outside wall. Trying to see who else we got involved. We got them checking up. There's the 13 getting punted by the 00 of Steven Shue. The 13 then comes down, gonna tag the 46 of Chris Barker. Ledford then has to make an evasive maneuver. And here comes Wagoner, not too much, nowhere to go, really. And he now can't see nothing as he goes right smack dab into the 13. Oh, man, what a night ending there for Wagoner. We're going to go ahead on board with Wagoner as we thought he was back far enough to try to keep some of this position. And we're on board here with Doug Wagner. Down here into the corner. You can see he's trying to slow up. No. Oh, yeah, there you saw it there, folks. That he was trying to slow up, but just that maneuver there of Ledford coming down, and then all of a sudden he just had, what a quick. I don't think the 13 of Ramsey really knew what hit him. I don't think Ramsey really knew what hit him. You see, he's here. He ends up in the outside wall, gets punted. He's going to come down. Thinks he's got it saved. And then all of a sudden he gets it stopped, and then he's upside down. No, nothing you can do in that situation. I don't think Ramsey was really looking for that. Man, what a night here for some of these drivers. So the 03 going to the care center here. They're saying his night is done. Now Bradley Means out there in front, 21 laps to go. Yes, there, Lori, it has definitely been a tough night for a lot of these drivers out here at Daytona tonight. We got them side by side, getting them lined back up. Lights are out. We're going to go green flag racing with 19 laps to go.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to be on the inside.
13 of Ramsey. Yeah. Boy, oh boy. Surprised he's coming back out after that hit he took to put him on his lid. I said James Wagoner, pretty much his night is done.
Yes, sir.
Tough break for Jeff Scott as well, as he's back there in 21st, 19 laps, or I'm sorry, 19 positions down from where he started. Ace, though, has been our biggest mover almost all race long, as he is currently sitting here in 7th position, 4th car back on the inside.
Yeah, can the 38 get ELO? I got past being under yellow after my luck dog.
Yeah, Rainbow Warrior is parked as well. Yeah, it's a tough night there. Pats fan, whenever. Good thing everything checks out, though. Hopefully you didn't break your arms or nothing. So that's good. We got 28 up there on that high side, giving us a little bit of a blink. That's John Houston. Out there in front, that's Bradley Means in that 08 machine. Here comes a Rowdy, though, down there on the inside, as he's going to try to put the first win on the season here, as he's being pushed along by the 99 of Larry Fairman. And looks like Rowdy has a great chance being out there in front right at the moment. And yeah, you definitely are dropping like flies there, Nate. You're down to about 16. You got a couple of them coming into pit lane here. Chad Hawkins, Chris Barker. Lucas Domini coming in. And it looks like Foothills back here is trying to hold together. I think they have one driver. Well, nope. Chris Barker coming back out on the racetrack. Everybody else working here through 3 and 4. That's about all you can do in that situation. Grady Herman back here out on the backstretch. Up there on that high side in that number 430. Up there on that high side. Second car back. Down on the inside. We got Rowdy, Fairman, and Ace all there on the inside, being pulled along there, as well as Dale Adamson. Rowdy better watch himself. It looks like, though, that 99 of Fairman might be testing the waters to try to shove him up the racetrack a little bit as the laps wind down here. Laps, I don't know what type of talk I'm doing now. As we come through the trioval for another time here tonight at Daytona for the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity Series. Now we got almost the whole pack here in one shot almost. As we've lost a few drivers dropping out due to wrecks. Down here off of 2, back out onto the backstretch. Now we see Rowdy trying to get that car up there to the front. We got a few names I really don't remember from last season up there on that outside lane. Bradley Means and Grady Erman. I don't know if I remember them too much from last season or not. I can't quite remember what the roster was. Oh no, Foothills loose once again, coming off a corner number 4. Caution is back out. Let's look here. That looks to be the 01 of Jeffrey Ledford. They come out of the corner. Just gets a wrong push there. And ends up, oh, what a hit. Oh, man, that had to hurt. And that's probably going to be the last of Ledford's night. As he bites that inside wall. A little tip here, drivers. That inside wall don't give. You will lose. Yeah, that's definitely an ouch. I mean, just look at this. He comes. You'll see he kind of gets a little bit coming out of the corner. He just gets a little bit aero loose there from the car behind. And takes a real big hit down there at that inside wall. And them inside and them walls, they don't give. Oh, Roughneck, I'm sorry to say this, but you know, I see you said I got that song of Footloose stuck in your head. Foothills became Footloose here tonight. Take a quick commercial break and we'll come back and maybe we'll close this one out.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
here at Daytona. Lights are still on the pace machine. And it looks like we're down one foothills driver. He ended up down there in the pits. So a few more end up crashing and burning here tonight. And as a driver, I will say that the one race I had on dirt the one night, and I actually ended up coming back to win. I think I started 6th or 7th, and all race long, all the leaders kept crashing and burning into the outside wall, and I'm just slowly navigating myself around the track. And I couldn't help but start thinking of a song as I'm going around the track. You know, another one bites the dust is all I could keep thinking when I was racing around the track, watching the leaders crash and burn. Now, that could almost play a role here tonight as well. Now we're down the back stretch here. Looks like Rowdy down there on the inside. Bradley up there on the outside. Fairman down there on the inside. With definitely a pretty good matchup here at the front of this pack. And we see Ace down there on the inside as well. Now they work through 3 and 4. They're going to bring that pace car off. Down on the pit road. Brady up in the flag stand's going to end up letting it go and go back to green. And before we do that, let's take a look at how many cautions we had. Looks like this is our 7th caution. So we're right on board with the on the pole average when it comes to cautions. Green flag is out. We're down and away. 12 laps to go. We got Rowdy down here out front. Great restart from him as Bradley Means down there in second. And oh no, contact there. Everybody's checking up. What a move there by these drivers checking up. That's going to hurt them a little bit though. But they saved it. They're going to keep it green flag racing. Here comes Houston pushing Rowdy along. Down the backstretch here comes Rowdy. Houston there in second. Fairman there third. Ace back here in fourth now after that little bit of calamity. 11 laps to go. What a save there by these drivers. Heads up driving by a lot of them. Here comes Bradley Means down pit road. Stephen Shue down pit road. Dale Adamson down pit road. They may have had some sort of black flag to serve after that initial problem. Off the start there. So now that we're back green flag racing, John Houston here in second with Rowdy there in first. Fairman sitting here in third. Ace and Gall sitting back here in fourth and fifth. They're looking to the outside now. They're going to work together. They're going to end up trying to get that outside lane for him, along with that 430 of Ehrman down here down the front straightaway once again. 10 laps to go as we head into corner number 1. Larry Fairman, like we said, back here in about 5th now. As that outside lane's coming together, we got a pack of 6 drivers going on up here at the front. Back here in the next pack, looks to be leading that is the number 10 of Fielder. And then we've got Hawkins with Melton back here. Ramsey along with the Mini. Chris Phillips back here. And then back here on the front straightaway, Stephen Shue and Dale Adamson. Bradley Means getting out of the way of the leaders, so he's going to go a lap down. He had a great run going, but unfortunately some problems there off the start. off of that restart, I should say. And now Rowdy now kind of went away for a moment. Kind of giving Houston a little bit of a scare there, I would believe. Ace doing a great job up there on the outside as he's battling side by side, trying to get this pack of 6 cars around to the finish. As we still see Fielder, Fairman, Hawkins, Melton all back here, along with Ramsey. And a couple others trying to get their cars around to the front. But the battle goes on for these front 6 drivers. That one out off of 2 down the backstretch. Now, this could get a little interesting if something would go on with mayhem up here in this front pack. Could one of these drivers back here towards this back pack honestly come back through and win, as we're on board now with Rowdy? Now we come out of 2 down the backstretch. There you see Ace out there on that outside lane. It's so hard to pick a winner here at these super speedway tracks. As we got them coming down the backstretch here, down here in the corner number 3 and 4. At 28 of Houston pushing along Rowdy. Going to try to get that to roll along here as the 430 there. Grady Ehrman, he drops down there that inside lane, giving them an extra car. That's going to help that inside lane along. At that outside lane, they need to kind of really work together there to try to bring that outside lane together more. And it looks like Ace might end up in the sucker hole coming out of corner number 2. And not quite, but they are losing position fast. There they come. They're swapping positions now. That Ehrman now drops down to the inside Ehrman jumps up to the high side. Gall drops down to the bottom. Ace now drops back to the back there in 6th. And this little pack as everybody kind of single files out at the moment. As we're going to hit 6 laps to go. Heading down into corner number 1 once again. Look at the back bumper on that number 99 machine. He's definitely been getting pushed around the track some here tonight by evidence of that creased in bumper. As everybody, whoa, tight racing now off of 2 down the backstretch. 6 laps to go here at Daytona for the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity Series season opener for race number 1 here. Got the 43 still up there on that outside lane of Grady Ehrman. Matt Gall down there on the inside of him. Ace is trying to figure out which lane to kind of go with as he's kind of holding back, and he's been pushing people along by evidence of that grill on that machine as it's caved in a little bit. So I don't know if Ace and the 99 of Fairman got together or if they're just pushing that hard in sections. Trying to get up there towards the front. Matt and Ehrman need to really work together up there on that high side to try to get that side draft working for them. As you see, they're trying to make a run back towards the front. Matt Gall, we'll see if he jumps up there to the high side. As he kind of running the middle of the track right at the moment. Now he comes back. And yes, Gall will jump up there to the high side behind Ace. Will he stay there or not? He will. As they go 3 wide, they're in the back. They're going to try to they thought about going 3 wide there for the lead. As Ehrman now out there to the lead with Rowdy down there on the bottom side, still fighting. 4 laps to go here at Daytona. Around here onto the backstretch. Side by side, they still roll off the corner. Down the backstretch, Gall maybe looking at the middle lane. Does not take it. They're going to stay single file. Down here in the corner number 3. Now Gall moves up. That's going to leave Rowdy down there without a dancing partner. Down there on that bottom side as they now have 4 cars up there on the top side of the lane. And only 2 down there on the bottom side. That might help shift some of the momentum around, but they are moving all over the place trying to figure out where they want to be. As there is only 6 drivers up here in contention for the win at the moment. But if something crazy goes on up here, I've seen it to where somebody out of this pack back here could still come away with the win. because the closing rate is so quick here at Daytona. If these cars all come to a sudden stop, all of a sudden that second pack back here is being led along by Fieldler and Melton, they can end up being in contention if this front pack does not watch themselves enough. Here comes Ace down there on the bottom side. They put Ehrman up there all by him lonesome. They're going to go single file, work around lap traffic of the 00 of Shoe and the 746 of Dale Adamson up there on the high side. So the front pack gets around. Now all 6 cars are going to try to battle it out once again. Here comes Ehrman back to the outside. Matt Ace going to the outside as well. They're coming up on the lap car of Scott. Scott going to hang it down there on the apron to come off the corner. And, oh no, they're going to get squeezed. Scott goes around. No caution. And now Rowdy retakes that lead coming down the backstretch as Ace is up there on that outside. Houston there in second. And Jeff Scott got turned around there as the leaders went past him. So if I was Scott, I probably would have given a little bit more room. I would have yielded a little bit more room, gone down there farther onto the apron. And, whoa, Houston kind of disappeared off the screen there for a moment. Final lap here at Daytona for the James Wagoner Welding season opener at Daytona here tonight. Who's going to come away with the win? Down the back straightaway. We got Ehrman way back off the pace. They're still fighting hard as they come down here in the corner number 3. Who's it going to be? Will this front 5/6 to keep it together, or will somebody end up taking somebody out to try to make it happen as they are battling so hard up here at the front? As they are coming through the trial now, they are going to keep it side by side. And it's going to be Rowdy for the win. Matt there in second, and I'm unsure who come out third. I believe it possibly was Houston down there on the inside. We'll have to wait for the official results to come out. What a race here tonight at Daytona. Great job by the drivers. We had great job by some of these crews that have had to fix some of the damage. They did a great job putting them cars back together, getting their drivers back out on track. What a race for Ace as he is up 19 positions. Our biggest mover, our second biggest mover of the night, is our winner, Rowdy, up 12 positions. So great job by him. As our results we're still waiting on the results to come in. Results finally making it their way to me. Jimmy Pilen as our winner here tonight. Ace in second. Houston there will finish third. Matthew Gall finishing the night in fourth with Larry Fairman there in fifth. Grady Ehrman there in sixth. Chris Ramsey finishing the night in seventh with Chris Phillips there in eighth. Chris Melton there in ninth. Chad Hawkins in 10th. Edward Fieldler finishing the night in 11th with Lucas Domini there in 12th. Stephen Shue finishing the night in 13th with Dale Adamson finishing 14th. Bradley Means 15th. Jeff Scott 16th. Christopher Barker finishing the night in 17th. A little farther back here in the grid, that's going to be in 18th, Jeffrey Ledford. Kai Shappert finishing the night in 19th. Michael Bollinger there in 20th. James Wagner, tough night for him, finishing the night in 21st. Nathaniel Briner there in 22nd after a tough night for him. Benjamin Richards tonight also having a tough night there, finishing 23rd. All right, let's see who we can get a hold of here. We got our top 3 drivers to meet up with. And they are going to be, where did they go? Oh, snap. Where did my stuff go? All right, so we need to find John Houston here. Oh, there we go. We got them all moved in here. Good. Good evening here, Houston. How's it going?
Going good now. Finished the race. The race is over with. Finished third.
All right. I'm sorry about that, folks. Earlier in the race, we might not have caught the interviews correctly, but uh, you finished third. That is correct there, Houston, and you made it through all the calamity. Did you have any incidents through the race where you kind of got a little nervous?
I was pretty much nervous the whole race because I just knew I was going to get caught up in something. But I did not get caught. I had 0 incident points at Daytona.
That makes it even better when you can come away with a podium at a super speedway and have 0x.
Yeah, we decided we was just going to ride in the back and just try to stay out of trouble.
Well, sometimes that works, sometimes that don't, but tonight it seems like it played in your favor. Congrats getting third. Who's your sponsors, or who would you like to give a shout-out to here tonight?
Oh, Roughneck Racing, Wagoner Welding. I've been here for about 6 months, and I love it. These guys are great. So I just want to thank them.
It's definitely a pleasure. You guys put on one heck of a show here tonight. Definitely close racing up there at the front.
Yeah, congratulations to Jimmy. It's the first time I've seen him win a race.
He came out with a bang here for this season opener, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was glad I was there to help him.
But congrats there on third place. And hopefully you can continue some of this momentum into next week.
Where are we at next week?
Oh, next week you're at... where are you at next week?
Long as it's not another super speedway, I'm okay with it.
No, I'm almost positive it's not. You were at possibly Richmond.
Oh, that's a good track for me. Richmond is a good track. I like it.
If I'm reading my notes correctly, it looks like you're at Richmond.
That'll be perfect.
So
good track for me.
You like the short tracks?
Oh yeah, I love the short tracks. So less stressful.
Well, I don't know if they're less stressful.
Yeah, you're not always stuck up somebody's tailpipe, drafted and all that. Because really, if they wreck right in front of you, there's really not much you can do, but get caught up in it.
Congrats on third place, and we'll see you at Richmond next week.
All right, we thank you.
All righty, congrats.
I hope Pottle gets to feel better because we didn't hear much tonight. He's sick.
All righty. Hopefully they do get well.
Thank you, Adam.
Oh, yes. That was our third place finisher. Now let's get with Matt.
John, did you?
Oh, hey there, Matt. How's it going?
Hey, it's going great, Adam. How are you?
I'm doing well. What a run there for you tonight, finishing second. You are our biggest mover here tonight, coming up through the field with, let me see here. I know I had it up here. You came 19 positions up to finish second.
Yeah, we chose not to qualify tonight. Just you know how this first races of the season go, and all the anticipation up front. I kind of knew the wreck was going to happen early, so I chose to stay in the back. I knew I'd eventually get up front. I'm pretty decent at these draft tracks. Typically, don't have the outcome I'd like to have, but tonight was a real good run for us.
I know for me, whenever I try to race them, I can race them. I can't finish them.
Yeah, finishing is the hard part sometimes in these, even though it may not be your fault. It just seems like these tracks tend to collect the innocent, per se,
all the time. These tracks are great for collecting innocent bystanders.
Oh, yes.
And I've learned that even if the other drivers aren't at fault, iRacing's little neck code issues will sometimes like to get involved.
Yes. Hopefully they've got it fixed a little better this season. But yeah, we've run into issues with that too as well. But I have to say, the battling tonight, avoiding these wrecks that happened tonight, definitely proud of where we finished, and definitely like to give a shout out to our sponsor, James Wagner's Welding, because he's a big part of what we do. Without him, we couldn't broadcast, do stuff like that. But a real big shout out to him. I'd like to give a shout out to my teammate, Jimmy. We worked well together tonight, constantly coming to the front together. So big shout out to Jimmy. We work pretty good together. Unfortunately, some of my other teammates were involved in some accidents tonight. I hate to see that, but all in all, this roughneck team's going to be pretty strong this year.
Oh, it looks to be. You guys come out with a bang, putting first and second onto the scoreboard.
Oh, yes. And that's definitely what it takes, especially at these tracks. It takes a team effort. Sometimes, you may have the fastest car, but the outcome may not show it, but it's all about working together here.
Oh, it definitely is. It helps to have a team behind you to help draft you up to the front.
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, we may only be a 2-car team this year. May just be me and Jimmy through the season. So we may be looking for 1 or 2 to bring aboard to help our team out. But yeah, overall, a very good night for us.
I know a lot of other drivers. They had issues there tonight that they were hoping to avoid, but it's super speedway racing, and not much you can do about it. What do you think is going to be in store for us next week at Richmond whenever we hit that track?
It's going to be some interesting with the tire wear issues, packages they got now, and these cars running them for the first time in our league. It's going to be we're going to have our work cut out for us, but hopefully all the testing and tuning we've done in the off season, hopefully that'll play into our favor.
Well, we'll see how it goes for you next week when we hit the track of Richmond. I know Richmond I is one of my more favorite short track racing, so we'll see how you guys do it.
Yeah, we've added a mix of some decent short tracks in this season. We were on most 1.5 miles last season, so we've it's going to be an interesting season. I think you're going to have to be more of a driver and make it less errors, this season.
And that's just going to lead to better racing for the viewers.
Oh yes. So we've made a lot of changes. We got some exciting things coming this way. And I'd like to give you a shout out for what you do. Thank you for broadcasting for us.
It's my pleasure. But congrats on second place tonight. Maybe next week you'll try to improve that. Well, hopefully you have a pretty good. Well, you already had a pretty good start to the season, but hopefully it continues for you.
Yes, that's what I say. I mean, you can't ask for nothing better coming out with a second place, here at Daytona opening the season, so we definitely got a good start.
All right, well, you have yourself a great night there, Ace, and enjoy the victory with the team.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That was Ace, our second place finisher. Now we'll get with Rowdy here, our winner. Hey, Jimmy, how's it going? Jimmy, you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
There we got you.
Sorry about
that. Oh, you're all good.
How you doing, Adam?
I'm doing well. How's that victory lane treating you tonight?
It's treating me pretty good, Adam. Treating me pretty good. Man, after coming so close in both series last season, but coming up short, it feels really good to be able to come out and win the first one of the season. I kind of felt like, well, heck, maybe the competition's gotten tougher. Maybe I am not good enough to win anymore. And with a lot of help from my teammate and the awesome teammate Ace Barker, and help from John Houston and Larry tonight. I couldn't have done it without those guys and all my other Roughneck teammates. Um, uh, James Wagner, uh, Matt Gall's business, um, Mag Real Estates, um, Pottles, all the admins that make this happen. I still have so much fun racing with everybody.
I know. I remember last season you come up. You got close, but never was able to punch your ticket into a victory lane anywhere. Can you think that maybe the change of car might have helped a little bit to get into the victory lane here this season?
I think so. I think a little bit. I like the Gen 6. I really do. I like it a lot. Just after racing it the last season or two, I kind of got tired of it. Wanted something different. And we had to vote for Xfinity or Gen 4s. And I voted for Gen 4s because I like those a lot. You really have to drive them. To me, they're a driver's car because they got so much horsepower and so much torque. Unfortunately, we didn't get them. I tend to struggle with the Xfinity, so we'll see how I do the rest of the season when we're not on a drafting track. Um, but it does feel good starting off the season this way.
Uh, you, I know the team can't be happier for you getting in there and getting that victory here tonight.
Oh,
Coming out first
definitely.
race of the season, and you know, really showing you are a force to reckon with. It's at certain tracks.
Yeah, and if you ask Tim or you ask Matt, Ace Barker, they'll tell you I hate these drafting tracks. I hate them.
Oh,
It
I
gives
hear
me
you.
anxiety. It gives me anxiety like there's no other. But over the not last season, but the season before, I have found a way to win. Um, and this one especially feels good because it's a hometown track. I grew up many years about an hour away from Daytona International Speedway. Um, many years. So it feels really special to get a win here.
Well, you still living down in that part of Florida then, or?
No, I moved out of Florida 3 years ago and moved out to Oklahoma.
Okay.
So sadly, I am not so close to the track anymore, and we don't have NASCAR track out here that's like a big track. So no racing that way for me, except for the Texas Motor Speedway, which I got to do a tour of this past summer, and it is such a cool facility to go and visit. A lot of cool stuff inside. You get to see all the trophies that some of the guys have won. I got to ride in a pace car around the track um, that sat in the middle of turns 1 and 2 above the tunnel and feel the G's that you feel when just sitting up there, and it's intense. I don't know how they do it at 100+ miles an hour, inches from each other. Um, but it was such a cool experience. Um, I got to stay in the victory lane. Got to be on by the pit wall. That was so cool. I had never got to do that at a big NASCAR track before, so it was so cool.
I've never been to a actual NASCAR track yet.
Oh, it's so cool. It's such a good experience. It's to me it's one of those things that are better in person in a way, just for the experience alone.
I mean, that's like
Um,
here in Pittsburgh, where I'm from in Pittsburgh. I've seen two of the sports teams, but
okay.
there's still one I haven't seen yet, and I still want to get to one of their games, and that's the Penguins. I have yet to see the Penguins play in person.
I went and seen the Tampa Bay Lightning a few times when I was younger, and got to see two goalies fight, which was
Interesting.
so yeah, you never see that happen. And the two goalies fought. It was the Lightning and someone. Um, yeah, that was really cool. I was probably like 5 years old.
Well, congrats on your victory here tonight. Hopefully, you can continue the momentum at Richmond. We'll see how well the Xfinity car treats you there.
I appreciate it, Adam. I want to give a huge shout out to James Wagner's Welding, Mag Real Estate. Big shout out to my buddy Adam, my buddy Dylan, my family, uh, my brother, sister-in-law, nephews. I want to give a big shout out to one of my brother's work buddies, Evan. Um, let's see here. I think that's about it.
Alrighty, well, congrats again on your win, and we'll see how well next week treats you here in the Xfinity cars when we hit Richmond.
All right, Adam. Hopefully, I will be talking to you in some sort of fashion next week.
We'll see. Congrats again.
I appreciate it, man.
So that is our winner of Jimmy Pilin Rowdy out here tonight, taking home the victory in the James Wagner Welding I almost slipped up in the James Wagner Welding Xfinity Series here for Season 5 at Roughneck Racing. And as you heard there from Jimmy, they thought about going to Gen 4s or Xfinity, took a driver's vote, and the majority wanted to switch over to Xfinity out of the Gen 6, so they switched over to Xfinity. First race of the season, Pilin comes out here and does a great job putting that Xfinity car in the pit lane, or in the victory lane. Yeah, not pit lane, but victory lane to finish out the race here tonight. Hope everybody enjoyed the racing action here on the Pole from Fleeger Farm TV. We'll catch you again Wednesday night as we take on the take on racing at 9 o'clock for Old Glory Wednesday night. So be sure to come check us out then. Again, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you around.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.